Good morning, everyone. This is Mitch. Hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your Saturday and a great start to your weekend. I'm going to give you an update weather-wise, specifically what is going on for today for your April the 2nd here on this beautiful Saturday morning. It's pretty chilly here in South Carolina, but I hope it's not too cold where you're at, and I hope you're getting up and getting at it and have a great start to your day. So I'm going to give you the weather update. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. It's going to be an active next several days, first start of April, as severe weather is going to ramp up this coming work week. And I'll mention it right at the end of the video. There's now there's about 4 days at least to really watch out for. Monday through Thursday now, which I mentioned that last night, the possibility of Thursday being a window for severe weather also. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. So obviously once we get into early next week, we're really going to start to focus each video on each severe weather event. So really today, weather-wise, it's not going to get, too crazy, but I'm really looking at Florida. Florida looks to have some nasty storms today, so we're really going to talk about that in this video. So if you guys got anything I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, gives others an opportunity also to do so. So let's get rolling here. And as you can tell, there's a slight risk for basically the central peninsula of Florida. This includes Orlando, Tampa, all the towns in between, Fort Myers, and not quite to Miami, but y'all could have some storms a little bit later tonight for sure. There's could be some little bit of snow. Near Chicago, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. So we'll talk a little bit about that also. So let's briefly, before we really start to break down that severe weather, let's talk about how warm it can get today. Today, you can obviously tell there's a little bit of a battleground between air masses. It's still pretty chilly up here in the Ohio Valley, especially the Great Lakes region, right here in northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, where there's going to be moisture around. Highs are going to struggle to get out to 30s. Interior areas of the Northeast, you guys are going to be in the 30s, 40s, maybe even 20s, the highest elevations just for high temperatures. The big cities, all now I-95 corridor, Boston, New York City, Baltimore, 40s and 50s in general. You get down to the south, Florida, ahead of that line, just south of that line of storms that will form. Some areas in, just inland in the peninsula is likely going to hit 90 degrees. Pretty warm day, nice day in Texas, 70s, 80s the far south you get, and then 60s and 70s in general for the south. So let's talk about what's going on. There's a little bit of a system right here associated with a weak low pressure that's going to bring almost a clipper kind of northern stream dominated piece of energy. It's going to bring some rain, across areas of eastern Iowa. A little bit of snow for areas of Wisconsin, especially central to more southern Wisconsin. Northern Illinois, it's going to be cold enough for a little bit of snow for you guys. And it could switch from rain to snow for Chicago a little bit later this afternoon. So a little bit of April snow for you guys. And this will continue to move through the afternoon hours and the evening hours overnight. And just be some, cold rain showers for Indiana, Ohio, maybe a little bit of snow from Michigan. But obviously, you keep your eyeball down here at all this cluster of storms, what's going on for you folks in Florida. Sometimes I tend to miss on Florida, guys, as far as not talking about y'all's weather. So I definitely want to mention this today. Somebody reminded me in the comments that, hey, give us a shout out down here too. So you definitely deserve one because it's going to be some rocky weather in Florida today. Let's go on to get a little bit of a closer look here. And going forward here, we're getting into the morning time hours. We're getting to this is around the noon time frame. I mean, you're already getting convection blowing up, just south of Orlando. That's a pretty nasty cell showing up here. There is going to be, and I meant to show you guys, there's going to be a hail threat with this too. Tornado threat, there's a 2% risk. 25 miles in any given location, that same slight risk. Wind threat, damaging wind threat is definitely going to be there today. 15% risk, 25 miles in any given location. Hail threat's going to also be here too, especially on the eastern side of this slight region. So let's go back to this. Going through in time, getting into the afternoon hours. Gainesville, Daytona Beach, watch out in this region just north of Orlando. These storms will start to take advantage of an atmosphere to start and destabilize. You have some pretty decent CAPE levels reaching 1,500, 2,000 joules per kilogram type CAPE here. So plenty of energy for these storms to build off of, and they will be working off the Gulf of Mexico. So if you're in Tampa, for example, these will move off the Gulf and really ride in. And this is where the big-time hail threat forms right here. Watch out. There's going to be some supercells potentially forming. Nothing super discreet, but, watch out. All those big beaches along the eastern side of Florida. If you're planning a beach trip today in Florida for either side of the coastline, it's likely going to get rocky unless you're in way southern areas of Florida, like Miami down there. And that's when the storms really get there, probably later in the evening. So you know, you got a little bit of time today on the beaches down there in Miami Beach and things like that. But these are going to be some nasty sails. Large hail is a possibility. Damaging winds. Will they really consolidate into a bowing line? Not sure, but we're going to be dealing with these all night tonight, and then they'll begin to weaken as you're getting going here. So just know if you're in Florida, I mean, you can tell right here, damaging winds, large hail, all a threat here with a little bit of a low-level jet ahead, you know, kind of bringing some wind energy that's going to provide maybe a quick spin up or two also. So the tornado threat is not non-zero. So watch out for sure for severe weather in Florida. It's going to be a little rocky today. As far as what's going on out west, we'll see how warm it's going to warm up here going forward. Pretty warm day. You know, it's warming back up in areas like Montana, Wyoming, here in the flatter areas of these states. 60s and 70s riding up all the way through Nebraska. Pretty warm day in the southwest. Phoenix, you know, pushing 80 today. But, you know, nothing too crazy. You guys really saw some hot weather about a week ago. And then obviously the valleys are, you know, all the way into the 50s, but a little bit cooler up here to the northern areas compared to your average temperatures. Texas, very warm today. And, you know, just nice weather. There's not a whole lot going on out west, except this little piece of energy right here scooting through Idaho and then moving through Montana that will provide a little bit of snow for those higher elevations in western Montana and things like that. But other than that, it's pretty chill. You know, not a whole lot going on for your Saturday out west for sure. Looking forward, this will be the main topic. You know, I mentioned this many times before. This is for Monday. You got the slight risk introduced. This is a pretty wide slight risk, stretching for almost all the way from Abilene, Texas, all the way through Jackson, Mississippi, and every major city, town in between, like Dallas, Waco, Shreveport. All hazards on the table here. We'll try to get a little bit deeper on what's going on. I'm just wanting to show you what's going on as far as other risk levels. And then we'll go on and scoot to days 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. This is 4. Day 4 is scooted. It's broadened a little bit, first of all, and it's scooting a little bit east. I mean, it's all the way into areas of South Carolina now. So this is for your Tuesday, April 5th through Wednesday morning, April 6th. 15% risk of severe storms. And a big thing about this risk area is what's going to happen in the morning. Are you going to have a lot of showers and storms that kind of help stabilize the atmosphere and limit any big-time severe weather later in the day? That's a big question with this risk time period. So this one's a tricky one. It is. It's with the same system as the slight risk up for Monday, but you got to see what happens here. It's a big question mark. You get to day 5. This is for a whole different system. This is a deep upper trough that forms in the Midwest and really pumps off some wind energy. And I think there's going to be a chance for a line of storms with this risk area. But we'll watch to see what happens. And then now there's a day 6 for eastern areas of the Carolinas and a very small area of southeast Virginia that I think that could get going probably Thursday morning into midday. Into midday Thursday. So there's a lot to talk about. Severe weather is going to be the dominant topic going forward here. I tell you what, I mentioned before, severe weather I'm not a big fan of. It's nice when you can leave your house and do what I call a backyard chase, when you don't have to leave your state and you can go check out a nice looking storm. But, you know, severe weather is very dangerous. It's much more harder to predict, to talk about the forecast, because it's not like a hurricane where you know in general where it's going to hit. You know, these are dangerous setups. So we're starting to get into peak spring severe storm season. So stay safe out there. Have a way to get alerts. And there's a good chance I'm going to chase one day next week. I'm just trying to figure out what day. So God bless all y'all. Hope y'all have a great and productive day today and a fun weekend. And I'll talk to y'all this evening. God bless.